I'm an Israelite. I'm a Jew. I'm a Jew. I'm not a Christian. No, I'm not a Christian. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. There's nothing wrong talking. That's what he don't cuss out for. Yeah, so take the cuss away. It's not trying to speak. Why would you need to arrest him? Why would you arrest him? It's not trying to talk. Don't grab me.
He's knowing people now.
I am talking. And then he's sitting there, I'm talking to you here. It's not a crime to speak. 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 I touch no one. I touch no one. That's a crime. Yeah, so let go of it. Will you come out with a cuss? I touch no one. Yeah, so let go of it. Let go of it. I've done nothing. I've done nothing. Get your hands off me. I've done nothing. I've done nothing. I've done nothing. Get your hands off me. Get your hands off me. I've done nothing.
Leave him alone.
Yeah, so what do you want with me? Yeah, so speak to me now. No, I'm not running no time. I'm not running no time. Done nothing wrong. Yeah, so speak to me.
What's actually occurred?
Nothing's occurred. I've done nothing. I've not done nothing racist. No, I have not. I've done nothing wrong. Nothing. Nothing I ain't done. I ain't done nothing. I ain't done nothing. I don't need to take a seat for nothing. I've done nothing. I've done nothing. I've done nothing. I've done nothing. Can I get any I've done nothing. I've done nothing. Done nothing. Done nothing. Done nothing. Get out. I have not made no racist comments. I have not done nothing. I have done nothing. I have done nothing. Done nothing. Done nothing. Done nothing.
Alright, shalom. You know, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem HaKakodash, double to the elders and apostles of great mills who rule well. Salutation to Yaki, I'm preaching the truth to the four corners of the earth in sincerity. So, brother Yakal coming to you with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying through the Spirit. Alright, going back into, as the title reads, they hate him that rebuke it in the gate, or, you know, while knowledge increasing, it getting nobles angry. Because the times where we live in is really and truly evidence of knowledge increasing. You understand? Scripture say what they hate him that rebuke it in the gate. Because really and truly, they didn't see he did anything wrong. Right? Because what was noticed was as the officer came out, he didn't waste any time to cuff him. Right? He didn't waste any time to pull out them handcuffs and penalize him. It's as though they had the eyes on him all the time. It's as though they get orders, they get he off the streets. And exactly, and look at where he is as well. You understand? He in a place where they scrutinizing and hating on the Bible for the longest while. And really and truly, this is what they do. So let me just get to the scripture one time. You know, the Spirit said to do a video on this. So it's a bunch of edification. Right, so this is Amos chapter 5. And I'll read from verse 10. And it reads, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. So as we could have seen in the video, the man wasn't really doing anything wrong. He probably was really trying to preach, but then there's no order in which the Lord sent us out to preach. You understand? The Lord said he sent us as sheep in the midst of wolves. He also said that a soft answer turneth away wrath. You know, speak. You know, now is not the time to be arguing with anybody. Now is not the time to be back and forth in a debate. The Lord also said that agree with thine adversary quickly. One of the reasons why we agree with the adversary quickly is because the Lord commanded us to. And it's wisdom. Because when you read that precept, I'll even go into the precept. right? I'll go into that precept because agreeing with the adversary is something that um teaches you. You learn from it, right? And you see a lot of brothers too learning from that, because there's a lot of instances in where the other camps, brothers from other camps, they were preaching, and then you see them rise up and they arguing, and all of them was arrested. I don't know if it was for show or to show that they are get arrested, because they were later quoting precepts like the Lord they penalize him, that preaching and these kind of scriptures, man. And they get prosecuted for Yahweh's sake and all kind of bullshit, but they didn't deal with wisdom, right? So we don't know why. Amos 5 and 10, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. Facts. They hate the man, the Lord, for speaking uprightly. He is professing to be what? He say, I'm a Jew, I'm an Israelite, and that was a problem, because I believe that these spirits of today, they know exactly that knowledge is increasing. More and more people is finding out they are the children of Israel, and that the Bible is their heritage. More and more people finding out that the things that we're supposed to do is be on the highways and byways preaching. Our people being persuaded to go out there and actually teach, But then there's an order and a conduct in which the Lord gave us to do things, right? And that is how we're gonna have to follow. So continuing, as I was saying before, the officer didn't hesitate. He didn't think twice. He wanted to put the handcuffs on him. The scripture saying, let me see if I get that real quick. Psalms the 10th chapter, I believe verse 8. Right, count. It says, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes, there's the point here, his eyes are privily set against the poor. So their eyes are privily, which will go back to privately, set against the poor. They always set their eyes against us. They're always ready to come for us. They're always ready to penalize us anytime we do something. But especially for this truth. Whether it be YouTube videos, and because they have up their YouTube guidelines, and you might just do a simple video, and then they come in to say misinformation, medical misinformation. Your video has nothing to do with medicine, medical, any of the above, but that is how they penalize the eyes privily set against the poor, right? Continue reading. Right? He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. Right? He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones, the officers, the army soldiers, they that have the power. The scripture say, talk about they that have the power to do it, they get up in the morning practicing evil because it's in the power of their hands. That's roughly paraphrasing, right? Because they have the power. They have the power to tell all them Roman centurions, which is officers today, that you're going on. Anybody you see preaching in the capital, send an agent to stir up an argument to them, just so they could get them off the streets and tell them to move. So we as brothers had to move smart in this time. And I believe that we move smart because we agree with our adversary quickly. If they say move, we move. We deal with them according to the scriptures. See, as in, let me see if I get a precept. This is Matthew 5 and 25. I read, agree with thine adversary quickly whilst thou art in the way with him. Right? So what he was doing was, I have done nothing. He proceeded to argue. But he was supposed to agree with him, and leave. But as we saw, he didn't have no time because the officer was trying to put handcuffs on him. right? So he started off wrong in the first place, arguing with that woman or man or whoever it was, right? Whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. So this is the Lord's instructions here, right? And there was another precept that came to mind, but not to stray from the topic, right? I'll just go back into it, right? So even in as I was saying, as he was saying in the beginning of the video, he's a Jew, he's an Israelite. Even in the Maccabean timing, right? And I'll get that real quick. In the book of Maccabees, it was first Maccabees, right? Or second Maccabees? I know it's chapter 6. Right, it's second Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 6, and it reads, neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient fasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. So you couldn't say you was a Jew in the ancient days. You couldn't say I'm an Israelite, I'm a Jew. You couldn't preach, because you would have get put to death. You understand? You'd have be arrested, you'd have get penalized. Right? This is thing that was happening already. So we see that there's nothing new under the sun. Right? Those days are now back here. See how far this thing is now? See how far the Lord make it reach that. Now everything is happening. It is reoccurring. That was always happening in the time. We've been persecuted in many different ways. All different bills and laws are being put in place to get the man and the Lord off the street. But these things must happen for the scripture to be fulfilled, where the Lord talk about famine of the word, where he wouldn't have no time to listen to a video, he wouldn't have no time to learn. You might even be penalized for having a Bible in your house. But the time coming where you need to have this thing stored up in your head, right? And having it stored up in your head is basically what the scripture say, eating the whole rule, studying, right? So we're back to the point. In the Maccabean time, we couldn't preach, we couldn't say we was a Jew, whatever the case may be. We would have been put to death, right? So as I was saying, see how far it reached. We reach in prophecy, because they can't just have the men of the Lord running around, right? Ruining their plans, right? Ruining their plans as in the NWO, the New World Order. Can't have them just running around preaching, and they trying to get people in a mindset where they have to be docile to accept a mark, like accept this device. You understand? Accept something in the head. They're trying to get people to be more docile and people to be more acceptable to these things. But now here's the Hebrew Israelites coming outside preaching and telling people what is this and what is that, right? But they know that from the time they touch the men of the Lord, the real men of the Lord gonna turn it up. So they're doing everything in gradualism, where the mark is gonna come in full effect to be mandatory, right? They're doing things with gradualism, things step by step. They're not just bringing it bam. So they implement the laws, they go put the YouTube guidelines. And when you look at the half of the shit people talking about on YouTube, you want to know about it. Why they didn't take down their video? Why is our video? Because we preaching the truth. The scriptures say, let me see if I get that real quick before I come back. So like, yeah. It's Isaiah 13 and 2. Right, it says, lift up a banner upon the high mountain, right? And the banner that we lifting up is this truth. The Bible, these prophecies. This is the banner we lifting up, the high banner, so everyone could see it, everyone preaching it, right? Lifting up on what? On the high mountain, which is Babylon right now. You know, because this is a mountain is go back to our governmental structure. They also lift up this banner on this mountain right now. Let everybody know the truth. Make it plain up on tables. Prophesy, right? It says exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand. Shaking the hand, we preaching and we know cursing out this place and showing them what is what. Right? It says that they may go into the gates of the nobles. Preach this thing until they reach into the gates of the nobles, which is the elites, the ones that run in this place. So when the nobles see it and they hear it, and they realize these are the men that we put in slavery, and we spend so much our money trying to hide this truth from them, and then here comes the Lord to send back Elijah the prophet, which was Abba Bivens, you know, who may accept it because it's through faith, right? To wake up the men of the Lord, and then from Great Millstone on down, because these other camps preaching filth. So, you know, it's really Great Millstone, right? And then it enter into the gates of the nobles, and these nobles, when it enter into their gates, they making all sorts of ways. They did a lot of things. They set a 501c3 so that these churches cannot preach. They give them no tax on vehicles, no tax on a lot of different things. And we know everything being taxed in this world. Everything being taxed. So for them to be exempted from tax, we already know what's going on. They are in an agreement. Right? All of them can't preach the truth. And then these nobles are actually afraid. When you read Revelation 12 and 12, they talk about the devil being coming down with great wrath, which is also the famine of the word, because Jacob's trouble is coming. So they're going to penalize and deal with, and there's nothing new under the sun again. There's going to be a lot of hell taking place on it, right? Where first they're going to be looking for the men of the Lord to smite them, you know, to take them prisoners, cast them into the synagogues, all these things, right? And that is just going to be a part of it. They're going to be looking for us like madmen. The scripture says, sparing them not, you know. So these are the things we already count our life as nothing for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because this world is really an illusion. You see the world to come. You see the world that we are about to see. That is the world that we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to see that new and refreshed world. You know, not to say like the earth gonna change. You know? World as in the new age, new ion. You know, because there's different breakdowns for the word world. You know, there's ion, Icomany, and there's cosmos. We're talking about the new age. That's what we really want it, because it's going to be in righteousness, and it's also going to be forever. This place we just here for a short time. We're preaching for a short time, and when we're done, the Lord rain fire on this place, and you know, and we I want to see the Lord, and the Lord replenish it, bring back everything as natural as it was. You understand? So, with all being said, already going into is that the nobles, it hitting them hard. So with them getting hit hard, they actually sending these officers, you know, to shake up the place, right? But as for the video that we were just reading, he was supposed to actually be wise. The Lord said it in I believe it's Matthew 10 chapter. Right, Matthew chapter 10 verse 15. Right, I read straight to verse 16. It says, behold, I send you, Matthew 10 and 16, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. right? Be wise as serpents, because serpents, they are wise, that is the highest level. And then be harmless as doves. That's how we're supposed to be, wise out there in the street, not arguing with people. Somebody gonna call the cops. Be harmless. Do we fighting with nobody out there, right? Verse 17. But beware of men. Exactly. For they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in the same hour what ye shall speak. So we're going to be taken before governors and kings. These times coming, but before these times come, we had to use wisdom and preach out there with wisdom. Those stir up these spirits so much where the police is being called, somebody end up pulling a gun, whatever the case may be, right? So Matthew 10, right? Because as I was saying before, the Lord left a manner in which we had to be on one. This is one of the manner: being harmless, being mindful, being meek out in the streets. And that order which we saw the man portraying, that is not a meek manner. You understand? The Lord said, with all I getting, get understanding. He probably knew at this. He probably knew. Because we understand going out in the street, you have a fiery spirit. Everyone had that spirit out there. Because you're talking to our people, and the scripture say that they are stiff-necked, so you don't really register with them. But some of them, they come humble and they can reason with them. And then there's some of them that just, the neck just stiff. The Lord not dealing with them. So they do learn. Right? But the Lord told us, with all I getting, get understanding. Understand what just happened there. The spiritual man judgeth all things. Alright. Judge the situation to what just happened. What just happened? A man was penalized for preaching and speaking the truth. He's a Jew, he's an Israelite. Right? But did he go about it in the correct manner? No, he didn't. Because he wasn't humble, and he wasn't doing a lot of things that the Lord said to do. Right? As a spiritual man, you examine the situation and you understand. Right? So when you done make the examination now, you could learn something from it. You could apply it to yourself. Well, I just be doing this, I could stop this, whatever the case may be. Right? And this is how growth is, because we are watchmen at the end of the day. For every situation we learn, and we navigate our lives differently. Right? So Lord willing, this video is edifying through the Spirit and power. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai was a quick one. I want to say Kalalayam La, Allah Nawa, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash. The wellness of the elders and apostles of great men and I rule well. Salutation to Yaki and preaching the truth, the four corners of the sincerity. Shalom.